So guys, Manic Moto X here. Obviously we're not on the bike, and I know it's been a very long time since you've seen me. Kid for one, still figuring that one out. And the bike's been down for almost a year and a half, almost 2 years, but I'll get to that in another video, or maybe when we start buttoning this up. So basically, this is not a walkthrough. Just gonna preface that right now. It's not a walkthrough. I'm not really gonna probably explain how to anything, but this is I call it a Geo. It's not a Geo. I call it a Geo. It's my little Geo Metro. It's got the 1 liter, 3-cylinder, 5-speed manual. It's a 2000 Chevy Metro, so if I say Geo, it's just because that's what I'm calling it. But if I were to go actually get parts, no, it's a Chevy Metro, because otherwise Geo won't show up, because somewhere around 98, 99, they did a nameplate switch. So anyways, enough of that. Basically what's going on is the transmission that's in it is funky when downshifting into fourth and third. It kind of almost have to synchronize the engine speed with the tranny to actually get to shift correctly. So what my quick goal is to switch said transmission out with, and yes, I know that that's a whole nother I gotta address, with that transmission. So that one I picked up, I believe that's actually probably from a Geo, because if you notice the arm where the cable comes through for the clutch, that arm is actually, while I beam my face in my jack, might be able to see it. So that arm, yeah, it's different than the other one, but everything else looks close to the same, so hoping that it's good. So yeah, we're gonna get started. So I will explain more and talk about more as we go. Okay, so alright. So I've seen on forums in regards to doing this, or clutch replacement or what have you, that people often recommend, which I was just gonna take all this apart, including the brakes. I was gonna take it all off, and it hasn't really been driven much because I have a second vehicle, and I've acquired a second vehicle in the last months or so. Okay, not gonna necessarily matter how long this takes me, but I was gonna take the brakes and everything off, but turns out I may not have to. So take a quick look at that, and if I don't have to, kind of like a yay, because I would if I need to, but it's not a huge deal. So I'm just getting the wheels taken off. It does, let's see, I'm just gonna lean these up right here for right now. So basically what I'm hoping to somewhat accomplish in this video portion is going to take the wheels off. I'm going to leave this stuff on, because if I can leave this on, I know I need to undo these strut to knuckle bolts, because if I don't do that, I won't be able to get the CV out. And I need to get the CV out, and people have done it without undoing this, but both these stake nuts are or stake axle spindle nuts, they've seen better days, so I'm going to go ahead and just take that nut off anyways, because I have replacements. I have Dorman replacements I was going to replace a long time ago. Never did, but, what better time than when you're swapping out a transmission. And to also preface one other thing, this is my first transmission I've ever swapped out. So, I do know from what I've read and what I've come across is that I want to excuse the mess that's left in the garage. I haven't completely gotten it the rest of the way cleaned up like I had hoped, but we will work with what we got. So I got definitely more room than I did a couple weeks ago. So and these I'll probably just put over on my toolbox. I remember what I was sidebarred myself, and I don't know what I was talking about. So I think the under the car stuff could be tricky. I did have the tires as per recommended, to have the tire at least 4 inches from the ground up. I think they were roughly 4¼ inches up. If I can figure out a way to support this without potentially using my jack, then if I'm not up high enough, then at least I'll give me the option to raise the car up and get the training out. But so basically my CV axle on the passenger side, it's the output shaft seal is leaking. Well, it started leaking. I tried to replace it and it just isn't working. So while I'm doing this, I'm hoping to wow, never struggled with words before. I'm hoping while doing this I can also inspect the CV and see maybe like on the shaft part that goes in the transmission, like if there's something on the metal part of the shaft that could be compromising the seal, because I replaced that seal with one before and it was fine for about a year, and then it started leaking, and since then I gave up on trying to replace them. So I'm gonna try to take you guys underneath the car. I don't know if I'll have room to. Not sure if I'm gonna have room to. Oh, maybe once we get past this. Oh, you know what? I'll get my phone out. I'm gonna turn the flashlight on. I don't actually have a flashlight at the moment. Let's see. There we go. Forgot I can. There we go. So you can see all that lovely oil leaking all over the place. And the shift shaft I've learned is another pickle. So, but since everything's so lubricated, for lack of better words, yeah, because the seal on this side, I need to get that fixed and remedied. So I'm gonna go get my drain pan, pull this plug, and let her get empty. And I do have a drain pan over here. I have an enclosed one, but I wanna use this guy because it's kind of nasty and taking all my drain fluid anyways. So I want to put it in there so that way if there is any kind of metally bits or debris in the oil that shouldn't be, I'll be able to see it. So unlike normal, I was in a T-bone in this car over a year ago, so I'm not gonna get into that today. I know this can kind of be a pain, but I'm not sure how much I like that. It's like it feels like it's going inside. I guess we'll cautiously try it, because I don't want to round it out, but hell, if nothing else, I got that extension, so we'll just kind of. Oh yes, that's what I wanted to hear and feel and see. Oops. I'm thinking it probably would have been beneficial to take my brakes off, because then I wouldn't have had the rotor in my way, but it's okay. Okay. I should be able to. Oops. Damn brakes. Okay. Making progress. And she's draining. It looks which I don't know what I really expected, so.